right. Well, we've been promising you two of the top boxers in the world. Shawn Porter, welterweight champion, and Abner Mares, one of the top featherweights in the world, 4-time world champion. I mean, this dude is very decorated, and they are just joining us in studio now. How you guys doing,
What's up?
man?
Good, man. Cleveland in the building.
Good. Right, Akron. You know I'm going to get to that.
Yeah,
now, you from
said
Cleveland
that.
or Akron?
I'm from Cleveland, Northeast
Cleveland,
Ohio.
okay.
Yeah,
I read Akron.
Yeah, no, I was born in St. Luke's Hospital.
It's a big difference between Cleveland.
It
but
is,
did you were you born in Cleveland but grew up in Akron?
Born in Cleveland and was there till teenager, and then kind of grew up in the suburbs of Akron.
Okay.
Did you ever beat up LeBron when y'all were kids?
I'm just knowing because you 3 years, 2 years younger?
I'm 2 years younger than LeBron. Yeah, I didn't know him, but we got a few same friends, you know what
Mutual
I mean?
friends.
Mutual
Okay.
friends. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we gonna get to all that. We
I
excited.
just had to throw that out,
We
man.
excited. No, I feel you, man. We excited to have you guys in. Both you guys are our colleagues at Fox Sports 1.
Right.
You do the Premier Boxing Champions. You're analyst for that. So let me ask you, look, we're both boxing fans. Rob used to cover the sport. I've just been a boxing fan my whole life. I'm excited that it's on regular TV now.
Love it.
You know what I mean? Where
Love
I don't have to pay-per-view and all that. You guys, have you noticed a difference in your own profiles? Like, are more people recognizing you? Have your profiles risen since we've been putting it on regular TV the last year or two?
Yeah, no doubt. I myself, Abner Mares, Shawn Porter, Kate Abdul, Inside PBC Boxing, covering boxing, just bringing to people exactly that, what's coming up ahead, the actual fights that's past. Just talk about, how a fight will play out. We go inside the ring and talk about that. And yeah, I noticed that outside the ring. Now people recognize me more as the commentator, the analyst,
Ain't
and
that
the
crazy?
actual.
It's
more so than the fighter.
It is. So people listen. I'm towards like the end of my career. I'm looking at 2 more, 3 more fights.
Okay.
One more year, maybe 2. And people tell me, Abner, you should stay doing that instead of boxing. Don't fight anymore. Yeah. There's no need for you to get punched anymore. But I love it. I love it. I got great colleagues. My people.
And this is the other thing I wanted to ask about this with the TV. There's a whole generation of kids, because they weren't on free TV and the fight started at midnight, pay-per-view, that grew up without boxing. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the tough
when I was
part
a
for
kid,
us.
I used to watch Muhammad Ali fight on free TV on a Saturday afternoon.
That's the tough part for
right?
us. The tough and the part that I love the most is, you go to any bar, BW3s, Applebee's, even you anywhere you at, and boxing is just on TV now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I absolutely love it. And now I'm a sports fanatic. Football, basketball, I watch it. It's on, and I'm watching it. But when I go in and I see what I'm familiar with the most on TV, just anywhere, I love it. And again, you have a whole generation that they're not familiar with boxers the way they're familiar with other athletes, baseball even, soccer even now.
And guys, Ali, of course, but even Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, those were household names.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were as big as the greatest football players and basketball players of that day. So this is great for you guys.
It's big. Prime TV, prime time. Shawn, you last weekend, you called the fights. Devin Alexander, Red Catch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, who didn't watch that?
And it's cool too, because for a long time everything was pay-per-view.
Yep.
Paid TV to see boxing, Showtime, HBO.
And that cuts a lot of people out.
It cuts a lot of people out, but then now we have social media, which is bringing all those people back in. You know what I mean? So we're in a blessed position right now, Abner and I, man. We got a big responsibility.
Yeah, man. Y'all the face of it.
Yeah.
We are the Odd Couple, joined by Shawn Porter and Abner Mares.
I want to ask Abner, you were just talking about how people are recognizing you more as the announcer than the fighter. How tough is it for both of you guys, really, when you're doing both at the same time? You know what I mean? Like,
It is,
like
To
you got
critique guys you might fight.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the only thing. I don't. Well, I hate taking sides by any fight nowadays. Because we're right there in it. You know what I mean? So we're in studio. I feel safe in studio. You know what I mean? You show up at the fight and you got guys like, I ain't talking.
I heard what you said about me.
Man, people take it so personal.
And they got this
that's
thing.
real.
They got this thing because like off air we'll talk about certain things, and on air they'll say, hey, who you got? And I'm like, I don't know. So
Off air, I had this guy, but right now I'm pulling for this.
So they say, they'll ask me like, who you got? Okay, now on air, who you got? You know?
Right.
Yeah, so, but that's
No,
how
I
it is.
figured it's
now.
a tough spot.
It is.
All right, look, everybody's talking about Andy Ruiz Jr. knocking out Anthony Joshua.
I thought that was Butterbean knocking out.
I mean, look,
man.
the
No,
average
don't do
person that
Don't
may
do
not
that.
know a lot about the sport is looking at the builds of the guys and saying, how in the world does Ruiz knock him out? You guys give us your expert opinion on what happened in that fight.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly why and how. This kid's a decorated amateur background. I've known Andy Ruiz since he was 16, 17 years old. This is all he knows how to do. It wasn't just a random guy. They got lucky and knocked out, stopped because he didn't knock him out, stopped Anthony Joshua. No, this is a decorated fighter that's been fighting his whole life. He knows what he's doing. He knew he had the perfect game plan. He didn't get lucky and landed a shot and, oh, my God, you know, lucky. No. He studied Anthony Joshua.
I'm glad you said that, because when you take a look at it, you think, well, the other guy looks kind of out of shape, so he probably didn't take him seriously.
No.
You know what I mean? And you're saying, no, this guy's a fighter.
No, it's just genetics. His kid's always been chubby, always, heavy. But that's nothing you can't take away from his boxing
skills.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because I've heard people. Obviously, Joshua looks like a Greek god, right? His body. But I've heard people say Joshua spends too much time lifting weights and, getting his body right rather than working on those boxing instincts. And Ruiz clearly had boxing instincts and skills. Do boxers not need to lift weights the way a Joshua or some of these other guys do?
I played football growing up. I started knocking guys out in the boxing ring when I was about 14 years old.
So you started boxing at 14?
No, sir. I started box training when I was like 4. Started competing at 8. I've been doing boxing my entire life.
Okay.
But I also played football. So I was able to build muscle and strength from playing football.
Okay.
And when I was 14, 15 years old, I mean, I'm flooring guys in the boxing ring the way you see guys get floored now.
Wow.
I was doing that at 14, 15. But I was able to work on my power and my strength at a young age.
So you lifted a lot of weights?
Yeah, I did all that playing football. But I started boxing when I was 4 years old. So I had a pedigree at a really young age as well. So I brought my skill along with my power to every fight.
Okay.
And a lot of times now it's like give or take. You know what I mean? It's like right now with Anthony Joshua, he's building his power and his strength and things like that, but he's not taking care of his skill. He's not taking care of throwing a good long rangey jab. It's clear and evident that you have more reach than this guy, Andy Ruiz, but you can't hit him from the outside. That's because you're not working on the other things that are going to play a major part in the fight.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think Anthony Joshua genetically he's just born like that. I mean, not born like that. Comes from a family, and plus the guy. I mean, if we come to comparison, Andy Ruiz, he's been a boxer since he was 7 years old. Anthony Joshua started at a late age, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 18.
Okay.
Fighting.
Is that good for boxing too? Every once in a while, where you get something like that, it shakes it up a little bit.
It does. It's good for boxing.
Am I right?
What just happened is good for boxing. We talked about it.
Take notice of it and go, wait a minute.
You got to take notice of it. You got to take notice of it. And you'll hear this.
You have no idea how many people this guy, Andy Ruiz, just motivated to become a fighter.
People involved in boxing, us boxers, we all have this coin phrase, and it's an absolute fact of boxing. Styles make fights.
True.
You can look at any two fighters, look at their size, their physique, who's got muscle, who doesn't, and you can pick a fighter. But then once you take a look at, well, what style does he have, and what style does he have, and what style is going to beat the other style? This was clearly a style that was a kid that has a huge amateur pedigree, knows how to throw combinations, when to throw them, how to throw them, where to hit a guy.
All right, Sean, I will put you in a tough position right now.
So
I think there was announced that Anthony Joshua is going to go for immediate rematch.
Right.
So you're saying that Andy Ruiz, it's going to happen again if they fight again?
I'm saying that if Anthony Joshua does not go back to the drawing board and make make adjustments, not only in the fight, in the fight situation, but also in your training, how you train, what did I learn from this fight? What do I need to do to be better in this fight? It's gonna end the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Joshua looked tired too. I mean, he got hit with some great shots, but it also looked like he was fatigued early in that fight, and part of him falling was the fatigue as well, right?
Yeah. You know what? And that's a good point. Not only, that is.
Yeah, because everybody was saying, well, he looked like he could continue, and he even told the ref he could continue, but I'm so tired.
Right.
I'm so tired.
Man. All right, so let me ask y'all this.
Especially since the cheese doesn't change, right? So it's like,
right.
I mean, you know, we don't
you
wanna,
still got
No,
that
you
pride.
don't wanna lose.
Right?
I know.
That pride.
Yeah.
But Abner, you seem to know Ruiz fairly well.
Yes.
All right, I don't think it's going to happen that soon, but what about the big fighter is Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division? How do you think Ruiz could match up with Wilder?
I think it matches up really well. Really well. I know Wilder has that devastating right hand. If you put it, I mean, Andy Ruiz got knocked down by Anthony Joshua. If Wilder was the one that would have hit him with that punch, I don't know if Andy Ruiz would have got up. Honestly, that's just me being honest. But again, we go back to his pedigree. We go back to his heart, the desire to win the fight. Because not only did he get knocked down, he got back up to knock down Joshua twice. Right. So the heart's there, the desire's there. But I mean, it's just different styles. But I think it fits perfect for an exciting fight. Wilder against Andy Ruiz.
Well, I hope Ruiz can, hopefully he remains.
Oh, he's gonna get the big fights.
Yeah, and because
I'm happy for him.
I mean, now he's first Mexican heavyweight champion too. I know that's obviously there've been great Mexican fighters. You're Mexican. But what does it mean for him to be heavyweight champion?
Exactly.
Because you never had one, right?
Never had one, and ever the whole history.
Right.
So everyone's so happy. The whole country behind him is so happy. It's just everybody's overwhelmed. Everybody's going like, what's next for this kid? Hopefully he does that, get that rematch. Honestly, there's no bad fight for him. Either he gets Wilder or he gets Joshua. But the whole country's behind him. He's got great things ahead of him, and hopefully it continues to be in the gym and perfect his arsenal and his boxing skills.
We have a Mexican heavyweight, but he doesn't fight. But he's our producer, Rob.
Right about that.
He's a nice producer. Then.
All right, we got more coming up from the PBC and Fox boxing analysts Shawn Porter and Abner Mares. Remember, this is a Trash
Talking Tuesday. That's right.
So in about 20 minutes, you'll be able to call in. You can call in now because the phone lines heat up quickly.
They can trash anyone or anything in sports.
Well, let me tell you.
Who would you trash?
Y'all losing weight? What's going on?
What'd you say?
No, he losing weight. Rob is losing weight.
I came here. I said, man, these gentlemen, they ain't eating the way they supposed to be eating. What's going on? Too much weight.
I actually take that as a compliment. I'm trying to lose some weight.
God only knows I ain't eating like I used to. But it's all good.
It's the Icon. We're brought to you by TrueCar. Car shopping can be confused in terms like dealer price, list price, invoice. TrueCar shows you what other people pay for the car you want. That way you can recognize a good price from a bad one. When you're ready to buy a new or even a used car, visit TrueCar and enjoy a more confident car buying experience. The Odd Couple is joined by welterweight champion Shawn Porter, one of the top featherweights in the world, 4-time world champion Abner Mares. They're giving us some great insight into boxing. Let me get into your guys' backgrounds. Abner, you are born in Mexico, moved to Southern California when you were about 7, and got involved in some gang activity before fighting. Mm-hmm. Tell us about how that went down and how you got involved in boxing.
Well, boxing's been part of my life, been part of me my whole life. My dad was a professional boxer. My older brother was a professional boxer. But, so I always got introduced to it, but I started getting into, bad things, bad decisions, gangs and all that. By the age of 14, 15, my parents literally, and we laugh about this in the show, they always have like, they sent me to Mexico. I got sent back to Mexico.
Fight.
No, just get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, you're causing too much trouble. You got a bright future. Yes, I mean, keep doing the boxing thing. And I did, and I continued that, with the help of my father, and I qualified for the Olympics, went to the Olympics 2004, Athens, Greece, represented Mexico in the Olympics, came back, signed a deal. By the age of 19, I turned pro. So, and the rest is history. I've been a 4-time world champion, 3 weight class division. It's just been a great journey. Great great part of my life. I've been through it all, seen it all, and I'm just blessed. I'm one of 10 siblings, so you can know how it was in that house.
Right.
How about just when you represent your country, at the Olympics? What is that like? What was that for you?
It's everything. I mean, that's one thing that's no one's gonna take away from me. I mean, aside from being a 4-time world champion, honestly, what I take pride is representing my country in the Olympics. Even though I didn't medal, but I was there, to represent my country. I did get robbed. I mean, bad. I won that fight so good, easy, and I just got robbed from that fight. But it is what it is. Here I am, I've been a 4-time world champion, and now I'm, working as an analyst alongside Shawn Porter, Kate Abdul, inside PBC Fox. I never saw myself doing this. Not many people know, but I'm gonna say it. I didn't graduate from high school. I left. I dropped out in 10th grade. And to
That's
be
amazing.
doing this,
Look where you are.
and exactly.
Right,
and a lot of
man.
people, a lot of folks, a lot of people that know me since I was a kid. I'm a true inspiration. They see that
Right.
anyone can do it.
That's awesome. That's a great story.
great.
It is.
Shawn, you are one of.
You should have asked me first.
I know. He's like, I ain't got a story.
That's right. So I'm gonna get to some current stuff with you because we rushed for time, unfortunately. You're one of the top welterweight. You're a welterweight champion. You got Terrence Crawford. You got Errol Spence Jr. You got Keith Thurman. I don't know if I should throw Manny Pacquiao in there. He's about to fight Thurman, but how do you what do you want next? I mean, you want one of those guys. Who do you want to fight next? How do you see this thing kind of playing out? Because we got to settle all this, right?
Yeah,
Find out who's the best.
We got to settle all this, and I always wanted to be a world champion. I did that in 2013, and then in 2014, when I lost the title, I happened to just see the green belt, and I was like, I got to have that belt.
Okay.
And it took me 5 years to get it, but I finally got there. Or it took me 4 years to get it, but I finally got that green belt, the WBC title. So after that, I'm talking to my pastor, Pastor Randall Cunningham.
Okay.
And he said,
The football player?
yeah. He says, listen. He said, hey, buddy. He said, the only thing you got to do from this point on is just win. All you got to do is win. He said, hold on to that title and just establish your legacy and be a winner. And after that moment, I said, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to win. Whatever fight I'm in, it don't matter who, it doesn't matter when, where, I'm going to win it. And I said, so I started setting goals. Number one goal, continue to win.
Okay.
There's no more losing for Shawn Porter.
Okay.
Shawn Porter's got 2 losses. That's the only thing.
That's enough.
You
That's
want
it.
now one of them, your last one, Keith Thurman. I imagine you want him again. Well, let me ask both y'all, how do you see the Thurman Pacquiao fight playing out?
I do. I think right now, I got a feeling that Keith's gonna come out hard like he always does. He's not gonna get what he expects. He's not gonna get what he wants. He's gonna start to lay back, and I think Manny's gonna find a rhythm. I think Manny's gonna get a decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Pacquiao.
So
That's
he's
it.
still
That's
up
it.
there.
It's a quick nutshell.
So Pacquiao's not washed up.
No, Pacquiao's not
Because
washed
people
up.
thought for a little while
Come on now. He's
But there's a
40 years
difference
old.
between washed up and being old. The man's 40 years
he's
old.
40
Shawn.
years old.
I mean,
You
and then that's
see it differently,
I see it
Abner.
differently. I think Thurman's gonna win. We can't go. Styles make fights. We talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about it last performance. Oh my God, he looked phenomenal against Adrian Broner. Come on, man. Adrian Broner, really?
Right.
AB, what did he do? What has he done
That's
in
why
his last
you
3-4
beat
fights?
Broner,
He throws no punches. The guy, I mean, not taking anything away from Shawn.
Right.
Shawn did his thing, and he beat him, at a good time in his prime.
He
Period.
was better then.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no question.
So this guy just sat in the ropes trying to counterpunch a counterpuncher.
Yeah. No.
Never gonna happen.
Can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it.
So with that said, I feel that this fight is going to be totally the opposite. It's going to show the age of Manny Pacquiao.
And I get everything you're saying. This is
And I mean, I'm confused with Shawn. I would think that Shawn would want Keith Thurman to win so he could get that fight.
Get that real.
I want either one of them, to be honest with you.
No, but this is different between either one of them.
Did they cheat? I want to ask this. Did they cheat us? Floyd and
Yeah,
Pacquiao
they
by
cheated.
waiting. Do you know what I mean?
Y'all know that.
We never got to see the fight that
Yeah.
everybody wanted to. The
Yeah.
real fight.
Yeah, there's no doubt on that. And
Yeah.
then with the injury, Manny Pacquiao.
There's nothing you can do about it but move forward. Guess what?
Yeah.
You getting Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman this year. You getting Errol Spence and Shawn Porter this year. You getting some goodies.
Y'all,
this year.
now is that
And it's
set?
gonna
You and
continue.
Spence Jr.
It's, on my end, it's set.
You ready?
So I'm humble enough. Errol, tell me when.
Where else is
and all
Errol's
these
going to go?
fights are PBC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
BBC?
Wow.
BBC.
I can't wait to see you and Spence
Fox
Jr.
pay-per-view,
That's gonna be good.
FS1.
That's gonna be a good one.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Outside of you in the welterweight division, who you think is the top guy out there outside of you?
Outside of myself, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Those two fighters are the best outside of me. Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Hey,
well,
guys,
look, man,
we love this.
I wish we had y'all for a full hour. We'll bring you in for.
I'm hungry, so I'm good.
I'm motivated now. Hey, Shawn, you better get me on your undercard, bro. I want to fight that.
All right, guys, appreciate you.
All right, brothers, great job.